So I've called upon Jesus to guide this conversation. And what is very much alive for my body is what we have worked on today, which is I want to talk about your inner and your outer beauty. Many that are still operating in the dualistic perspective are judging the body's appearance, and there's been a lot of training in order to set up those habits in your consciousness. Just a completely different way of looking at reality, which means compared to energetic truth, it then thwarts the expression of the being in a twisted way. And there has been many of these, but beauty is one of them. Highly amongst women, but now also amongst men. And it is a marketing, it is a repetitive things that are getting reintroduced again and again that sets up certain pathways, right? Certain pathways, just like the plane here, going from one to the other. That is one pathway. What we are inviting is sort of teleporting to another airplane that is going in a different direction, slightly, so that you're heading in the right direction, so that you're not heading down in frequency and staying down in frequency, right? Because those thought patterns and those ways that has been repeated so much that some of you have adhered to it more than others. Some are not really that bothered by this. But if you start to get older and you start to see these changes, there's a few energetic facts that we want you to know. And that is that your physical appearance is a reflection on how you're using your energy internally. So that's both really good to know and also holy crap, maybe, right? Because but it's such a good, if you truly see this and accept this as truth, it will save you so many years. Just accepting deep in your body that. Hang on a second. Okay, I got a bit out of the stream there for a moment, so we'll just ease our way back in. And in the meantime, we let the body enjoy some nice coconut water. So when and this means that the way that you're utilizing your energy in your everyday life, the way that you're talking to people, the way that you are handling each interaction matters. How centered are you in your energy when you're handling all of those matters? Are you giving away too much power? Are you receiving pushback? How are you handling those situations? Those are Gaia's tests. Those are tests until you manage your energy properly. And that is with other beings. Right? And so that is why it is in relation to other that something looks, the judgments, right? But once we realize that whatever the judgment and those things, once we start to realign our the way that we see reality, so that we are seeing reality differently, so that we are opening up our perception to see the inner beauty. Because what is beauty? Beauty is the inner beauty reflected outward. That's why when many children are young, when we were young, when you were young, the reflection of your spirit is reflected in the youth, right? And then we grow and we are more exposed to this environment, and it depends how well are you maintaining your energy during those phases. That is human mastery. Everyone needs to be a master in human mastery. That will benefit everyone, because you can't be a master of anything unless you're a master of your own energy. That is truly truth. Because if you're still operating out there, you have to bring it back. You have to bring it back to the body and go, okay, instead of whatever it is that I'm doing, I just stop that. If it's talking too much, I just stop that outing. Just look at it as an outing. If I'm too focused on looking at someone else and what they're doing, I retract that. Whatever that is that you're doing out there, retract that energy and start to give it back to yourself instead, because that's wasted energy. It's a waste of energy. Also, a waste of energy is to talk bad about yourself, even if you're telling your story of what has happened. If you're telling your story in the past, you're still recreating it in the future. So every person that you meet, you have an opportunity to tell a different story. And that different story is the story that you want to create. That is the difference. And that is the lift that we're inviting the logic to be focused around, so that we are correcting our energies one habit at a time. That is the purpose of all of what we're doing here. We're getting you, first of all, to be aware of where the energy goes crooked, right? Because the only thing it is that you, the soul, you have overly identified with some aspect of the body. The body, if you're feeling that your looks are not satisfactory, that is not your interpretation. That is not who you are. Don't identify with the feelings of the body. That is you reading the feelings of the body. That's what the body experiences, and it's telling you. Don't believe it as truth in terms of how you should continue. It's just a read of the body. So make sure that you read your body and then respond appropriately. Because certain energies need certain frequencies to correct. That is the reason why we came with all of these Heya sessions, because they are correction devices for certain frequency disturbances. Let's just say it like that. because there can be many of these frequency disturbances, and they need sometimes a specific guidance. That is the reason why we came with these Heya sessions. They are correction for the knower, the mind, the intellect, to see energy accurately, and they're also correction for the feeler, some of them. Some of them have one, some of them have two. It is highly guided and channeled, this whole process. Okay. So, if you wish, this was a great support of ours that inspired this, and it was just it was interesting because I asked this person for a video testimonial if I could use it, because we just had this free energy read that we're giving away. If you're interested in that, by the way, there's a link in the description to sign up for this free 28-day consciousness shift, and then all the way in the bottom there you can book a free session if you're interested in that. And from that has sprung out so many things, because this being shared, the sort of like the response from witnessing ourselves, right? And that is just a clear representation of what that being's feeler is feeling, right? And then right now, what came through was the correction for that, so that beings that have a similar quality like that can get back online, basically get back online with energetic truth. It is very simple in its essence, but the one that receives the correction can experience drastic shifts by using these remedies. So highly recommend them if you haven't already. There is a link on the bottom. There's also to the shop where you can go and just have a browse on all of the different remedies, because we're starting to develop quite a few now, and we've also updated some of the comments on them. Some of them we got guided to do that. I got guided to do that. So that's something that we've done as well. And I just want to thank you all so much for supporting this channel, for supporting all of this work, and it's such a pleasure to let Jesus, the Ascended Masters, and all of this healing technology come through, because these are the antidotes that everyone needs to start to see energy accurately. And it's a very I'm really looking forward to hearing your stories of what happened. So thank you so much, and we'll look forward to talking to you again in the next one. Ciao.